Greetings, y'all. I hope everybody is having an amazing Thursday afternoon. Um, I'm just coming here today because I need to speak about something I saw last night. I was looking at divorce court, and there was a an episode with this. It was a young couple. They were like 22 or 23, and the young lady, she was in tears the whole episode. The girl was just in tears and she was sad. So she was just saying how the guy, he cheat on her, he disrespect her, he called her out her name, he's just and just not there with the kids, you know. So as the show proceeded, Judge Lynn was basically, she asked the girl, what is it that you want to do? What is it that you want out of this relationship? Like, do you want to keep it? Do you want me to talk to him to see what he can change about it? You know, so forth, so forth. So she was like, yeah, I just want him to change. I want him to respect me more. I want him to not call me out my name. And she just started, all of a sudden, just started crying, 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 crying. And she said, because I didn't have a father, and I don't want that for my daughters. So that right there, it kind of, I don't know, it did something to me because I see that when I look at her show a lot, and I see that a lot. Um, and I want to address it in, I guess, just from with my own experiences and the things that I've seen, you know. So, in her situation, she's miserable. She have two daughters. They see everything that's going on. And I get it. She want to maintain her family because she didn't have that family. And I, I don't know if I have daddy issues like, how can I put it? I don't. My dad was there, um, but there was times he wasn't there. You know. So and then I honestly feel like this is my own personal feeling. I feel like even if he wasn't there, if I didn't know my dad, like I wouldn't. I don't think it would bother me. Like I don't think it would. And I don't want to feel like I don't want to make it seem like I don't want to minimize the father figure being in the household. That's something I don't want to minimize, but I see it a lot where women, they always say I didn't have a father, so they act out in certain ways. They pick certain men. Um, it's just a lot of things that they do because they say I didn't have a dad. But what? How was your dad? What was his character like? Would it have been any benefit to having your dad there? Like, what was the dynamic of your parents' relationship to say for you to, you know, I, I don't know. I just personally would not. I don't think that would make my life any more traumatic or anything like that if I didn't have my dad. I'll put it that way. I love my dad. Don't get me wrong. I love Sarge. I love my daddy. But like I said, I would. I don't think it will affect my day to day life. However, and I'm gonna say this, and this is gonna bring me to the point that I'm trying to prove. So, by me knowing my dad, I know my dad. I know, I knew his flaws. Knew his habits. I knew a lot of stuff about my dad. I knew his he. I know a lot of stuff about my dad. So with that being said, because I know that and because I seen it actualized in my own life when it came to me in my relationships. I it those things that he did, it actualized in my life and my sister's lives. Like it actualized in our lives. So, and those are the things when they say pathological. We have to remove those pathologies, all those dysfunctions, because it's repetitive and it's repetitive. It's repetitive because it's in us and we see it, and we have to unlearn these things. So, unconsciously knowing, I was manifesting those type of people, all of the characteristics that my dad had. Those unconsciously, actually, they were my relationships. When I think about, when I look at my relationships, except one, but when I look at my relationships, when I look at my kids' dad, yeah, I see my dad. So when we say we want to hold on to our relationships, yeah, okay, we can fight for it. If you see the potential, if you see this person changing, then by all means make it work. But if it's just constant talk, they keep showing you who they are, they're not changing, this constant toxicity in the relationship, in the home, and this is something that you're these are seeds you're planting in your kids. You plant these seeds in your kids. So going back to the going back to the young lady's perspective, her situation, she was miserable. The girl was crying, she was miserable. She had 2 daughters. So she's gonna sacrifice her own happiness so that she can have the dad in the home for the sake of her children. And a lot of times the kids don't even want them in the house. Like when it's too much, like when it's too much fighting, when they see, especially when, whether it's the mom or the dad, whichever, if it's the mom or the dad, if the child see, if they, okay, so if say the child gravitate more to the mama and they love their mama, but they constantly see their daddy treating their mama wrong, them kids they don't want that man there to keep mistreating their mama. But all in the same time, unconsciously, these seeds are being planted in in your children. So when they grow up to have relationships, it's gonna actualize in their life. It's gonna manifest in their life. I didn't even realize that until like I was doing some reflect. I guess maybe that's why that stuck to me, because we do that so often. Women do that. So we sacrifice. We try to make it work. We just gonna make this work, and then all at the same time, our children are just as miserable as we are, and we're taking all of our energy because and focusing on this negativity because the man done drained us, man or woman. I mean, they done drained this. The person done drained us emotionally. They done broke us down, and we constantly, have to just fight. I don't see the point in it. Like me myself, I don't see the point in it. So I don't see how that is a positive for you or the child to have that person in the household that's bringing so much conflict and discord, when your home is supposed to be your sanctuary. It's supposed to be where you have peace at. It's supposed to be where you nurture your children at. It's supposed to be their safety net. So how dare you keep introducing this toxicity into their lives? And I myself am guilty of that. I've had relationships, and a lot of times it stems from us having kids young and trying to be grown and be adults and parents when we don't have not one clue how to do either. First of all, we don't even know us. We don't even know who we are, because we're going to evolve and grow on so many levels over the years and do all this change. And we have to figure us out before we start bringing life into the world or trying to play house or whatever the case may be. Um, it's one of those things like in a perfect world, and even let me say this too, because a lot of people would say, well, my spouse, they here, we don't are, it's not like that, this and third, and it's not, they're not cheating, they're not doing this, but a lot of times you might have that. However, when you find yourself, yeah, I have my spouse here, but you are the main one making all the sacrifices. You are the more present parent when it comes to the children. You are the one that's up to the school. You are the one taking them to the doctor. You are the one doing everything for this child, but you just got this person here. And you feel like a whole single parent, but you just got this person here. Nah, y'all probably not arguing, but they're not present. So, still, what's the point? What's the point? Because it's the dynamic. We do need the man and a woman in the household. We do. We need that. We need that nurturing from both entities. But we need it to be healthy, not toxic. We need it to be nurturing. We need it to so that we can instill values and morals and just teach them how to manage their finances, teach them how to be well-rounded individuals. Individuals, not you trying to demand their life and you gonna do this, and you can't dictate their lives because they are individuals. You have to look at your children as individuals because they are. We can't live their lives for them and they can't live our lives for us. But it's just one of those things, like you have to be careful, like in these relationships, and they always say be careful who you mate with, who you have children with. Excuse me, because that is so true. Like, and a lot of times it's sad to say that women, we have to have that mentality that we are gonna be single parents. These are our babies, and I want that dynamic to change. I want it to change. Like, we have to be men and women, because I know it's some mamas out there that's you like, why the fuck do they got kids? Like, it just is what it is. But we have to be whole. We have to be healed. We have to feel. We have to be in tune when we start finding relationships, and when we start, having babies, and even when we have children and we bring others into the relationship, we just have to be in tune to who we bring around our babies, because at the end of the day, we are responsible for these children. We're responsible for their safety. We're responsible for them. And you can't have hell in the house when you got kids. You just can't, because these kids mimic this. They know every argument. Because I myself, I experienced those things. Like, I experienced when my mother was, she was in abusive relationships and stuff like that. Like, I can remember from like a real young, I don't think I was in school then, but I used to see her getting beat and stuff like that. And as I got older into the teenager, we had some issues, but I just remember seeing my mom, getting beat and beat and beat and beat and beat and beat and just mistreated. And then I used to look at him like, why you stay? And that's a whole other story, but it messes with your children. Like, my nerves was just, I'm gonna tell you, like, my nerve. I seen a lot of things I should not have seen as a child, and you just have to be careful, like, who you have in your space. You have to be careful, whether it's their biological parent or somebody that you choose just to, marry or a life partner, whatever the case may be. You have to you got to be very, 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 very cautious about what you're doing. And a lot of times we are very selfish when we're in relationships because it's all about that person. We got the kids there, but it's all about that pleasing that person, pleasing that person. So like it has to be a balance. It has to be you have to it has to be a balance. You have to know how to give time to the children, give time to the man, and give time to yourself. Because a lot of times we forget about us and we give it all to this and this, and then we lose ourselves as individuals because we're giving so much, and trying to please and hold on to these toxic relationships, and we want to have this family unit. We have so many marriages where, and I don't say, and this if those are the terms when you came into the marriage or whatever, you don't have to do anything, man or woman, you don't have to do anything. I'll take care of it all, whatever the case may be. Then all more power to you. But if it's just one sided, like that's so selfish. You can't be like that in a relationship. You just can't. It has to be balanced. You can't put all the responsibilities on one person. You can't just dump everything. You can't go to work and you can't come back and dump your day, all of your faults and all of your gripes on that person. You cannot do that. And then you got children in the midst of it. Trust me, I know. I've lived that life, growing up and raising my children. Shit, like I say, I seen the characteristics in my dad actualize in my own relationships. But it was up to me as a mother to make that decision. Like, no, I'm not gonna keep doing this. I don't give a damn how many kids I got by you. I'm just not gonna do it. Like, it was just draining me. And then I'm not finna take care of no damn body like that. I'm not finna take care of a grown ass man. I'm getting up, going to work every day, taking kids here and there to get, to the daycare center, then going to work. Like, I'm not finna be doing everything like that and your ass got kicked back. That shit is not gonna work for me. I don't want to be with nobody that bad. Like, it's not in my DNA. But I got my kids, but guess what? And I'm gonna tell you how kids wise. So with my boy's dad, my older boy's dad, he had a pattern of where he wouldn't come home. Like, he'll go to work, and on Friday I just knew I wouldn't go see him until like Monday or Tuesday, whatever the case may be. So I would lock up my house, for the weekend or whatever. And so my daughter at the time may have been about 7, and then my boys were younger. My daughter, and so she would just be like, "Mama, such and such ain't coming home. It's Friday. He ain't come home. Can I come here and sleep with you?" Like, so kids pick up on this shit. They pick up on these patterns. Like, they know. So when I started seeing little stuff like that, I was like, this shit ain't working. Like, I was so glad when that man found him a girlfriend. I didn't know what the hell to do. But case in point, and then he ended up having to this day, he got a lot of kids. My dad got a lot of kids. He on drugs, so what good would they have been? And I had got some advice from somebody, an older lady. You stay with your kids there. You make it work. I wasn't gonna do that. It wasn't gonna do it. So, yeah, I'm not gonna I ain't gonna tell y'all to leave y'all relationship, nothing like that, because people change. But it's all about you gotta be aware that you still have little people watching you. They watching you. They watching everything you do. They watching everything. You think they don't know arguments. You think that they know everything. So you have to be cognizant of that. You have to know that everything that you're doing is going to reflect on your children. Trust me, I know. And they watch. They watch. But I don't know. I just want people to be happy. And I don't want you to make those type of sacrifices. Don't sacrifice your own happiness. Because when you not happy, them kids not happy because you cussing them out. You mad at them and you cussing them out and you frustrated. And when the smallest thing that they do, you taking it out on them. Because you frustrated with this man or you frustrated with this woman. So it's just not good. So yeah, I might love him and yeah, it'll hurt. You'll get over this shit. But at the end of the day, you gotta think about the mental health of your children, your babies. You have to think about the mental health of them. They are what's important. Because how she have an because I'm sorry, y'all. I just had it. My peace is more important. My peace is more important. My peace is more important. Being a mom and you never stop being a mom. That's a 24-hour job. Being a parent, let me just not say mom. Being a parent is a 24-hour job. But anywho, think about everything. Think about your children. Sometimes we do get selfish and, you just want to be in this relationship because they say the heart won't what the heart won't, but the heart is treacherous. You have to always operate from your star player because you can't always, I don't care what nobody say, you can't always follow your heart because following your heart sometimes puts you in situations to where you be like, how the hell did I get here? Because you were following your heart. So you have to use your mind. You got to use your intuition, use your senses. So yeah, I just wanted to say, don't sacrifice your happiness. Don't sacrifice your children's happiness for the sake of saying, I want a 2-parent household. Because sometimes our parents knew what the hell they was doing when they got rid of your dad or your mama shit. It was for the sake of you. But then you feel like you empty or you missed out on something. But if you reflect and if you knew the characteristics of that parent, of that missing parent, just look at the blessing out of it. Look at the blessings. You could have been doing much worse because you was mimicking, unconsciously mimicking what that person was doing, or unconsciously picking up on how they was treating your parent. And that's how a lot of these young boys start beating up. How the hell you got these teenagers beating up on these girls and shooting these girls? They learn that shit from home. They learn that shit from their parents. So you can't, no, hell no. Sometimes you just have to get rid of them. You have to. And then you grow up as an adult saying, I missed out on my dad and you got daddy issues. Start just doing some reflection. Do some research. Ask your parent why they left. Why ask your mama. Or sometimes it just was one of those situations where shit, it was just a one-night stand and they don't even know who the hell your dad is. So, and you could have had a good daddy, but that's just something that happened. I don't know. But yeah, don't sacrifice I ain't gonna put you there. Don't sacrifice your children's happiness just to say, I have a 2-parent household. Be aware, think about